Get me John 8:32. We have a very intriguing lesson today. It's about the woman in the basket. Very ancient prophecy we find in Zechariah. Um, Hopefully, we can pass on the understanding to you. And this lesson has to do with today. Even though we don't, a lot of time we look at it like, what is this talking about? But it has a lot to do with today. Right? John 8:32.
John 8, verse 32.
Bring it out.
And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Right. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. As the church say, you just have to believe. But the Bible say you need to know. Right? The church say believe. The Bible say no. My people's dying for what?
For lack of knowledge.
For lack of knowing, not for lack of faith. Right? If it's for faith, we got faith in the wrong things and what we don't know. Right? Faith and knowledge work hand in hand. You can't be stupid and talking about you have faith. In what exactly? As a Mashiach said, you know not what you worship. You don't have no knowledge of what you worship. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Can?
The book of Zechariah chapter 5 verse 5. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thine eyes and see what is this that going forth.
He said, look at what's going, what's traveling, what's going on in the air. Read on.
And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance to all the earth.
This is their resemblance to all the earth. This is how they look throughout the earth. Read on.
And behold, there was lift up a talent of lead.
Lead.
Of lead.
Lead is a metal. Okay. There was a talent of lead. Read on.
And this is a woman that seated in the midst of the ephah.
Then there was a woman sitting in the midst of an ephah. Ephah, we know it's a unit of measure, but it's usually a basket where we measure grain with. We're going to get to more detail with it. But there was a woman sitting right in the middle of that basket. And there was a talent of lead. A talent, we're going to get to it too, but a lead is a piece of metal. One of the hardest metals in existence. Very hard. Go ahead.
And he said, This is wickedness.
This is what?
This is wickedness.
When he saw the woman sitting inside of the basket, he said, this is wickedness. That woman in that basket is wickedness. That woman is represented as wickedness. Read on.
And he cast it into the midst of the ephod, and he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth of the off.
So he cast the lead, the piece of metal, and covered up the ephah with the woman inside of it. Read on.
Then lift up I up mine eyes and look, and behold, they came out two women. And the wind was in the wings.
The wind was in their wings. They were flying fast. Read on.
For they had wings like the wings of a stork.
Of what bird?
Of a stork.
Stork. That's very important to know because we're going to talk about storks. Read on.
And they lift up the ephod between the earth and the heaven.
So they take the ephah and lift it in the heaven. Read on.
Then said I to the angel that talked with me, whither do this bear the ephod?
Say, why are they carrying the ephod? Read on.
And he said unto me, to build it an house in the land of Shinar.
Shinar.
Of Shinar.
Right? So they say that's because they're about to take it and build it a house in Shinar. Anyone know anything about Shinar? Don't worry. I got you. We'll talk about it. Read on.
And it shall be established and set there upon her own base.
And will be set upon her own base. So now that sounds like an easy thing, but it's a lot of meat in that we will discuss. The first thing we need to look at is a talent. What is a talent? A talent is a unit of weight. 1 talent equal to 75 to 100 pounds. Right? 75 to 100 pounds. So when the Bible say it was a talent of lead, it was about 75 to 100 pounds. Lead. What is lead? Lead is a dense heavy metal used in ancient times for weight, sealing documents, or curses. So, like, let's say when Moses write on the stones, he had to use a piece of lead because lead is really the only thing that can help you write in stones, right? Because of how hard it is, right? So, a talent of lead in Zechariah is not valuable like gold. It symbolizes the weight. It symbolizes the weight that cover that ephah. Okay, what is an ephah? An ephah is a measuring basket, approximately uh, 3/4 of a bushel, used for grain or trade. So they use it to measure grains and wheat and stuff like that, right? Get me Deuteronomy 25, verse 14 and 15 to get the ephah part out of the way. Deuteronomy 25, 14, 15.
Deuteronomy 25, verse 14. Thou shalt not have in thine house diverse measure, a great and a small, but thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have.
So when we see ephah in scripture, especially in a vision, it means commerce. It means exchange. It means finance, right? So we see there's a wicked woman inside of that ephah. Okay, a wicked woman inside of global trade and commerce, because the scriptures say this is their resemblance throughout the whole earth, meaning it's the same thing that's being established in the whole earth. Now, I want you guys to pay good attention. So the angel that talked to Zechariah says, this is the same way, that same ephah, the way you see, there's a woman sitting in that basket. There's wickedness sitting in that basket the same way it is all around the world. The same thing is happening. Let's keep going. So now, we see storks. Did you finish reading it?
No.
Or finish?
That thy days may be lengthening, and the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee.
So the Most High said we have to have just ephah. Meaning just commerce, trade, balance, everything that have to do with finance have to be just. It cannot be wicked. No, there should not be no wickedness in there. But when the prophet lift up his eyes, the Bible said this is wickedness. There was a wicked woman inside of that ephah. And it's all around the world. And now that ephah is being brought to the land of Shinar, where it's going to have its own base. Interesting prophecy. But the important thing, we see two angels carrying that ephah. They have the wings of what bird? Stork. So now I'm making sure you guys are with me. So what is a stork? A natural habits. Storks are migratory, travel far distances, and build nests in high places. Stork is one of those few birds that can literally travel continents. It's one of the very few birds. No other birds can do what they do. They can travel for months without even stopping. And they can travel from Africa to Europe to Asia. They can do it. Right? And they can carry stuff, carry their baby, carry their own food with them as they go. Right. They're doing intercontinental migration. That's what they do. So stork travel very far. And when they build their nest where you can reach in the mountains. You can never see a baby stork. Right? You can never reach that. But one thing about the scripture, storks are considered unclean. Get me Leviticus 11, verse 19. Leviticus 11 and 19.
Leviticus 11, verse 19. And the stork, the heron, after our own kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, all foes that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you.
So shall be an abomination. Storks are an abomination. They're unclean. So for those angels who have wings like storks, it shows you that they are evil messengers. They're not most high, righteous angels, because they have the wings of storks, right? Meaning they're flying within continents migrating, whatever they're bringing the ephah, wherever they're going with it, they're going far, right? But they have the wings of storks, meaning they're unclean spirits, right? It's not righteous angels of the Most High, right? So basically they are agents that move sins across regions. That's what they do. All right, so basically it's symbolic of carrying deception and idolatries. Now, what about the woman that's inside of the basket? Before we get the woman in the basket, there's something you need to know, the land of Shinar, and that will help you understand who's that woman in the basket. The history of the land of Shinar. Shinar is ancient Babylon in Mesopotamia. This is the first location where organized rebellion, commerce, and false worship started. This is the cradle of civilization, right? Get me Genesis 10 and 10. Let's read a little bit about the land of Shinar. Once you understand Shinar, then you'll understand who that woman in the basket is.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 10.
Read on.
In the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Iraq and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar.
Right? Let's go to Genesis 11 and 4.
Genesis 11, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So this is where the Most High came down in Babel and put confusion between the languages.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 44.
Go ahead.
And Nimrod dwelled in Shinar.
Read on.
And he reigned securely, and he fought with his enemies, and he subdued them, and he prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great.
His kingdom, Nimrod kingdom, become very great. Read on.
And all nations and tongues heard of his fame, and they gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they brought him offering, and he became the Lord and King.
The Lord and King. So Nimrod have the global power. He is the first one that ruled all over the earth. Right? Everybody came and even worshipped him. Read on.
And they all dwelled with him in the city of Shinar. And Nimrod.
And which city?
Shinar.
Shinar. Shinar is very important in the scriptures. Read on.
And Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah. Mm-hmm. And they were all under his power.
All of them were under his power.
And counsel.
Read on.
And all the earth was of one tongue and words of union. But Nimrod did not go in the ways of the Most High.
Nimrod, the whole world becoming one tongue. He promoted that one language, right? Where everybody would speak that one language, right? And everyone was under him, but he did not go in the way of the Most High. Read on.
And he was more wicked than all the men that were before him.
He was really wicked. Read on.
From the days of the flood until those days.
Read on.
And he made gods of wood and stone. And he bowed down to them. He rebels against the Most High and taught all his subjects and the people of the earth his wicked ways. And Mardon, his son, was more wicked than his father.
Go ahead.
And everyone that heard of the acts of Mardon, the son of Nimrod, will say concerning him, from the wicked goeth forth wickedness.
When they see his son Mardon, they say, yeah, that's just like father, like son. From the wicked come from wickedness. That's how wicked his son was, even worse than him. Read on.
Therefore it became a proverb in the whole earth, saying, from the wicked going from the wickedness. It was current in the words of men from that time to this.
Right. So now, one thing that the scripture don't mention is about the wife and mother of Nimrod. the wife and mother. She was his mother and wife at the same time. Anyone know that name? Anyone heard about Semiramis? Semiramis. She was his mother and his wife at the same time. Right? The mama married her son. That's why the world was all wicked. Now, Shinar was the cradle of civilization. This is where all wickedness started. Every single wickedness. Now you can see why the ephah is being brought to the land of Shinar. It's returning home. Right? It's migrating back home where it came from. Now, who's Semiramis? Semiramis was the mother and wife of Nimrod, founded the first false religion. What religion Semiramis founded? According to a book called The Two Babylons, you can always get that book, The Two Babylons. Semiramis is that woman, when Nimrod died, she promoted that Nimrod did not really die. Nimrod came through, because, well, when Nimrod died in war, they cut all his pieces, his body in pieces. And the only part that Semiramis was able to find was his private part. Right? So this is why now in Egypt we have the obelisk. I don't know if you can put the obelisk on there for them. Obelisk. Right? This is the part we have both in Egypt. We had it in Babylon. We had it also in Washington, D.C. today. The obelisk. Which it's a long pole that represent his private part. I hope they can put it on there for me, right? So because that's the part they found, right? That's it. That's it. Look. They have it everywhere. At first, it was called an erect. Erect come from erection. That's why Esau talk about there was Homo erectus. This is all from this madness, right? So this is what were you able to show it? The obelisk. You guys saw it? Okay, come on. So this is what it was. So Semiramis also promoted that part of Nimrod, which she make a symbol of. Where she buried it, there was a tree. She claimed that the tree was Nimrod. That came in the form of a tree. And, then every time that Nimrod was born, which was about December 25th, that's when they bring gifts under that tree. So now that's where we got Krima from. Right? So now we start understanding. Semiramis did not only worship false gods, she created a whole religion around Nimrod. And later on, her son, what was her son's name? Tammuz, right? Where people go cry for Tammuz. We had that in the scripture. Let's get that in Jeremiah. Get me Ezekiel 8:14. Ezekiel 8:14.
Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Most High house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat woman weeping for Tammuz.
There were women weeping for who?
For Tammuz.
For Tammuz. Right? Tammuz was the son of Semiramis. Okay? And there's always a day where they go weep for him because he also died, of course. Right? The Most High cut the wicked short. Right? So there was a day where people go cry for Tammuz. That was the son of Nimrod, one of his sons. Right? But when the beginning of paganism began in Shinar, this is the cradle of all wickedness and idolatry. So now that we understand that, we can have a good idea of why is the stork going, the women with the wings going to Shinar. Right? So what does that woman represent? That woman represent Semiramis. Now, let me show you something else. Get me Jeremiah 7 and 18. The influence of Babylon did not end in Babylon. It was even in Israel. As we can see even in Ezekiel, when we go in front of God's house, God's temple, Israelites were crying for Tammuz. Oh, no, that's nothing else. Get me Jeremiah 7 verse 18.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 18.
Read.
The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire.
Read on.
And the women knee the dog to make cakes to the queen of heaven.
To who?
To the queen of heaven.
To the queen of heaven. Who's the queen of heaven? Was Semiramis. That was Jeremiah 7:18. Right? So they made cake to celebrate the queen of heaven, or Ishtar, or Easter today. They call it Easter. So the influence of Shinar did not stay in Shinar. It went all over the world. And guess what? Guess what we're still celebrating today? Same thing. Different places. Do you now see why this stork is being represented? A stork is an animal that migrates in 4 countries. But its base, as the scriptures say, is in China. Get me Zechariah 5 verse 11 again. Zechariah 5:11. So now we understand the woman inside of that ephah, it's Semiramis, because we're talking about Shinar. Shinar is the land of Semiramis, where the queen of heaven is worshipped, and the Bible calls it, this is wickedness. And where that ephah is going is in Babylon. Right? So, read that.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 11.
Read on.
And he said unto me, to build it in house in the land of Shinar.
So he's gonna build that ephah in the house of Shinar. Read on.
And it shall be established and set there upon her own base.
Upon her own base. She will be the base. This is where the base, the headquarter of all wickedness will be. This is where they say everything lead to Rome. No, everything lead to Shinar. The whole system you see today lead to Shinar. It leads to Babylon. Now, Zechariah lived about 520 BC before Mashiach. He warned us that although the people return, that the people now be mindful. Zechariah lived after the Babylonian Empire. After, right? So, although the Babylonian Empire collapsed, Zechariah is dreaming that even though the Babylonian Empire collapsed, it's not going to go away. Because that wing of storks you see, it's for migration purposes. That same corrupt system disguised in finance is going to continue. Now, pay attention. I say it's a corrupt system merged with finance. Because you see an ephah, and the woman is sitting inside of an ephah. Meaning the wickedness become one with finance. The money become one with the wickedness, with the idolatry. Meaning any system that adopt this culture, what you're going to see they try to do, they're going to promote wickedness to make money. Attention. Pay good attention, right? I want you to pay good attention, because finance become one with idolatry. We're not going to say too much. We're going to keep going. So now, Zechariah was warning us that although the people returned, the Israelites returned to their land, wickedness was still present. The vision of the ephah showed that sin was not fully removed, just relocated and would resurface in the last days. It was never removed, right? Although Babylon is fallen, so the dream is saying, yeah, don't think because Babylon has fallen, that means Babylon is over. It's going to go back to Shinar, and that's where the base is, and eventually with the wings of storks, it's going to remigrate, relocated in different places. Everybody with me so far? All right. So, The ephah is a secret financial system of wickedness. The ephah is more than a basket. It's a symbolic of economic manipulation and global financial system tied to sin. Because you see a wicked woman inside of that ephah, right? The weight, lead, seal it, implying hidden control systemic. Basically, you see the angels is bringing that thing in the air. That means if something is traveling in the air, a lot of us are going to miss it. We won't understand it. But it's traveling. It's working in darkness. It's covered up. The lead that covered the ephah and the woman inside of it, it's a hard metal. It's not something you can understand easily. It's not something people can understand, right? In Zechariah 5 and 6, read that again.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 6. And I said, what is it? And he said, this is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance to all the earth.
Throughout all the earth. So basically the scripture is prophesying this is how it's going to look all around the world. It's going to be the ephah will represent a covert spiritual control through global commerce. Wickedness disguised in trade and wealth, basically. We're going to get to it. Now get me Revelation 17 and 18. Let me show you something. You're gonna see how it spread. Even in Revelation, how the scripture telling us that, yeah. Why do you think in the Revelation they call it Babylon the Great? It's the land of Shinar. It's the same system being used. Copy and paste. But it has its own base in Shinar. It's a financial system based in wickedness. The more wicked people are, the more money they make. I hope you're with me. I hope you're with me. Get me Revelation 17:18.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest and is that great city, which ran over the kings of the earth.
Read Revelation. So that's the woman you see that ran over the king of the earth. She has power over the whole king of the earth. Now, we may say, yeah, this is Babylon, a city in America, but you don't know what woman is that? It's Semiramis. She ran over all the kingdom of the earth. We're talking about spiritually, not her physically. But her system that she introduced is over everybody. She ran over the king of the earth. Isn't everybody keeping Christmas? Isn't everybody, following the ways of Babylon? Doing everything that believe in virgin birth and all these things, that Babylon taught. The whole world is falling for it. And she's running over everybody. Read on. Revelation 17 and 5.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the Mother of Harlots and abomination of the earth.
So let's start in verse 3.
Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon the scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, read on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abomination.
She had a golden cup in her hand full of what?
Of abomination.
That woman have a cup in her hand full of abomination to do what? Read on.
And filthiness of her fornication.
Filthiness of her fornication. Read on.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the Mother of Harlots.
The what?
The Mother of Harlots.
The what?
The Mother of Harlots.
Mother. Who's the mother of all? Why the Bible call it Babylon mother? Who's that? Who has the mother? Who has the mother? We just talked about it. Semiramis. She was the mother of all harlots. The mother. the beginning of it. And she has a cup in her hand, just like a stork, giving the nations some to drink. Everybody take a sip, spreading it. She sit upon many nations, just like a stork, migrate intercontinentally. Just like that woman have a cup to give everybody, multi-nations, from her cup. She's the mother of all harlots. She's the reason why the whole world is corrupt. So what you're looking at is that every nation have drunken from her cup. Read on.
An abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
She drunken with the blood of the saints. Read on.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Amashiach.
Right. She killed many of our people. Now, be mindful. It's not because that prophecy doesn't apply to being, whoever else, in the system, like the Vatican, or we can even say this place where we live in. But what we're talking about, the mother of all harlots, this is Semiramis. Is referring, and this is why the scripture said this is wickedness. Now, in time, Semiramis is dead already. But when you're looking at that woman in Revelation, she's working in the light of Semiramis. You see what I'm saying? So it's not Semiramis itself, but the scripture is telling you where the source, the mother of that woman, the source where she derived from. Because some people can argue, hey, that's Rome. I'm not going to not argue with you, but you got to understand that spirit that's moving through that woman is from Semiramis. Just like Jezebel, being possessed by the same wicked spirits that conduct that. So what are we seeing in the book of Zechariah? Again, a quick recap. That ephah you see in that woman is talking about ephah represents finance. The woman inside of that ephah, which is the angel says wickedness, represent wickedness mixed with finance. Right? It's being traveled to Shinar, meaning and giving it a house and a base. It's going to create a name for itself. It's going to be the main base for all wickedness on the earth. The angels with the wings of storks. Storks are birds that travel between continents. Meaning that eventually that same doctrine will be spreading all over the place. That same system will be spreading all over the place. Now, get me Revelation 18 and 4. Let me show you something.
Revelation chapter 18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye may be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Of her plagues. So the Bible says, come out of her, my people. Who's God's people? We so-called blacks, natives, Caribbeans, our people suffering the curses of Deuteronomy wherever you may be found. Right? We are the children of the Most High. And the Most High said, come out of her, my people. Why the Bible keep saying her? Why does the Bible keep saying her? It's female. It's a female. It's talking about Semiramis, the mother of all harlots of Babylon. Come out of her system. Let me tell you something about her system. Her system was based on lies. And the more she lies, the more people loved her. And the more people loved her, she continued the empire of Nimrod, making money out of people. Because think about it. When Nimrod died, you're a widow. What you going to do? No more money flowing. No more power. She kept the power going. How she did? She created fictions. She created stories, lies. And the more people buy into those lies, the more she herself make a name for herself, become powerful. So her empire wasn't based on force, it was based on indoctrination. The more I indoctrinate people, the more they make me powerful. And this is a secret. This is why it was closed with a lead. The world, the white men, and all the nations find out if we imitate that same Babylonian system, Guess what? The more we indoctrinate people, the more we make money. The more wickedness we promote, the more we make money. This is what that means. It's a wickedness inside of an ephah. What you got?
You're going to notice something. All the countries that's following Babylon, following the same system, you can see there's a pattern. And the pattern is they need slaves to build the bottom of that system to keep it going. And you're going to have 1, 2, sometimes all the way to 10% of the people on top that are super rich. And everybody else trying to get by. And adding on top of that, they're pushing all kind of wickedness, spiritual wickedness. So if you look at Babylon, how it was, they show you a lot of paintings and stuff like that. They had their homes built just like you have tons and tons of apartment complex. Like we have it today, they have it almost the same thing in Babylon. And guess what? They had Hebrew slaves doing all the work. And all the nation would flow to get everything they need, just like we have it nowadays. Who's building up this society? We are. But who they hate the most? They do. They hate us. Right? So now we being the bottom, the base of this society, any country that want to follow the same thing, they just have to do the exact same thing. Get a lot of black people, bring them in. When they come in, you have them work, and you don't pay them enough. You have them struggle. And I say black people, what I mean black, Latinos, and everything. Have them build your country. As once you no longer need them, you find a way to kick them out. You read in the New Testament where they were deporting Jews. Same thing. Once you no longer need it, let's try to get rid of them. But the same thing is the spiritual wickedness attached with a financial system and a system where there is actually no such thing as middle class. They make you think there's such a thing as middle class. It really doesn't exist. It's the struggling class and the rich class. That's it. Okay? The struggling class and the rich class. There's no in between. But that system is the same system we saw in Babylon. It's the same system we saw in England. It's the same system we see here in America. In every empire, they already know if they follow that same system, just like it was in Babylon, they can continue to do the same wickedness. It's not stopping.
Get me 1 John 2, verse 15. You have to understand what's going on here. It's a system that is fueled by wickedness. Just like it was born out of inception, where Semiramis wanted to keep power. She put a lot of legends and myths on the people. Aren't we living in that same system? When is America make the most money out of in the year?
During the holiday.
Doing when? Christmas. Right? So why not keep pushing it? So they realize if we give people fables, they will pay for it. If we give them every year, there's a new thing, Women's Day or Juneteenth, there's something. Give them fables. Keep them spending money. Valentine's Day has nothing to do with the Most High. Give them fables, feed them fables on your TV. Right now it's crazy. Watch out, like the volume of wickedness on TV now, it's out of this world. Because what they're trying to get, they're trying to dumb you down. Because they realize people love to be dumbed down. Think about it. The Bible says the way that leads to life is a narrow passage. The road that leads to perdition, most people go. It's a wide road. People in general, they love wickedness. People in general, they love places where they can, they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. We're inclined to do evil. So what they're doing, they're tapping on that inclination. Because they know we like that, why not give them exactly what they want and make money out of it? This is the system of Babylon, mother of all harlots. Make people feel good so they can give you money. And they will pay for it. This is the system of Babylon. Get me that right. John, 1 John 2:15.
1 John 2, verse 15.
Read on.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So if you love this world, that's been given to Semiramis, to Babylon the Great, the Lord say, you know, my love is not in you. Because what do you think happened? Like, when you see how Esau operate, you're gonna take the license of someone and you complain they don't pay child support. There's men they complain men not paying child support, but you take their license over. How they gonna make money? They want you in oppression so you can keep working and keep giving them money. More people in prison, the white men say, great. More people homeless, you might not know how they make money, but more homeless people, they make money somehow. You don't know how. Drugs. Who take the most drugs in the world? Is homeless people. They try drugs on them. They kill them and do experimentation on them. They're gone missing. They sell them all kind of drugs. A lot of you might think, and a lot of these homeless people, they're begging just to buy drugs. It's a big industry. A lot of you might like, oh man, homeless people suffering. Some people are great, you go homeless. Because I can now, I can take advantage of you out of your depression. It's a system like more prostitution, great. Look at the Epstein case that's going on here. Epstein. Look at how many people involved in it. Even your own president. Files that they're trying to cover up. From protecting the files to protecting the files. Pedophiles. Right? So what do you think is happening? Like, it's a corrupt system deep and inside and out, man. Let me tell you, as the Bible says, as the judge, so is the people. Let me get that verse right quick. That thing in Wisdom 10. I'm going to show you something. If you see the system is corrupt, people's corrupt like that, it's because your leaders are corrupt. And they are protected too. Where's that? Yeah, it's Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 12. Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 12.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 12.
Bring it out.
It's the beginning of part of
10 verse 2, I'm sorry. 10 verse 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are in his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such all that they dwell therein.
Right. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So are the people in general. Let me tell you something. You see the wickedness that's happening, like how they allow women to go naked on the internet, pornography, you got OnlyFans, and all these things. You know, if you're doing something righteous, YouTube is quick to cut you off. But wickedness, they just let them loose.
Like you just said, there's a guy at Publix. His family died, like his mom and dad. They leave like maybe some change for him. Almost 20K. Almost 20K. So he used the money. His family wasn't helping him. But him, just like you said, Esau's wicked as hell. So the money he used to do OnlyFans, like watch OnlyFans. He's homeless.
He watched the OnlyFans with the money?
Yeah, he paying. And then he working at Publix. He can't pay no rent. He can't afford to pay no rent because he keep using those things for OnlyFans. So he's sleeping at the hotel. And the next one is on that one. So he only have enough funds to pay for a night.
So he's
sleep.
watching OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's addicted with it. And he told me he's going to the Navy. So.
Yeah, I don't know about the Navy now, but okay. So as you can see, the scripture say, as the judge is, so is the people. Meaning what? Let me tell you something. Anything you see that's going on the bottom of society, it comes from the top. You see, anything that pushed down is because the top is already deep in it. You see homosexuality? The only reason why it's legal is because the top brass are doing it. And they don't want to get caught in some kind of scandal. So they make it acceptable. So everybody's like, yeah, it's cool to be homosexual. So now when they come out, people now, oh man, you're doing a bad thing. You see pedophiles? There was a time there were, you guys didn't hear the rumors? They were trying to make it legal. Why do you think? It's because of a guy like Epstein. Epstein?
Yeah, Epstein. Yeah.
It's because of guys like him. Because this guy, he got arrested in Florida. They gave him 13 months in prison, private prison, but they actually put him in a hotel, which he never go to the hotel. He still went to his private island, still sleeping with young girls. Although he's supposed to be in prison. They literally let him loose.
He had his private island too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where Prince Harry, all these guys caught up, and he got all their records. Prince Andrew, right? So now he's no longer a prince because they caught him red-handed, and he's still not admitting it. So top brass, they go in that island having all kind of orgies and things with young girls. Now you know your president is deeply embroiled in that now. And he's trying to cut a deal with that man assistant, which is in jail now. So meaning what? You wouldn't be surprised if pedophilia become legal. Right? For me? Don't be surprised if they make it legal just so them it's no longer a scandal. So they can do it freely. You see? So the whole system is based on that. Now, when you think about the system, if the rich want young girls, what do you think the rich gonna do? Preach virtue to young girls? Do you think they'll preach virtue to them? Or they'll teach them, hey, live however you wanna live. Dress naked. Go on TikTok. In fact, I'll pay you if you go naked on TikTok. They'll pay you. They'll put incentive for young girls to walk out naked. And now you're making money. They're making money out of views, out of commercial. And on top of that, they get to snatch you up. You see that? It's a whole system mixed with wickedness. The ephah is mixed with the wickedness. The more wicked it becomes, the more money they make up top. Okay? The people's happy, they're happy. But the Bible says what? Do not love the world nor the things that are in the world. Read verse 16. That's First John. That's John exposing how the world works. Right? Verse 16. 1 John 2:16 now. 1 John 2:16.
1 John 2 verse 16. For all that is in this world, the loss of the flesh.
The loss of the flesh.
And
money making. Read on.
And the loss of the eyes.
This is the system of Semiramis he's exposing right now. It's the loss of the flesh. That system is based on orgy, all kind of sexual deviancy. You can't even buy a bottle of lotion without a naked woman on there. Right? Everywhere you go, there's nakedness. You see, the system will tell you, listen, you can't, there's public nudity laws. But if you say, hey, I pay taxes, I have a license for, they're like, keep going, sir. If you're shooting pornography in the street, as long as you have a paper that says I pay taxes, and I'm legal, keep going. You're going to make us money at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Pornography, yeah, like, listen. are you making money? Are we making money out? Are you paying us? Yes, I'm paying you. Perfectly legal. Right?
It's all about the money, man.
Perfectly legal. If you're not paying, it's illegal. Talking about you going on the beach, doing intimate stuff on the beach, that's illegal. Because you're not paying. If you pay taxes, it's perfectly legal, sir. Go on.
When you pay, it's okay. You're good. You're good.
It's okay. You're good. Right? So this is how the system operates. It's legal, as it can be wicked, and if it's wicked, you pay, it's legal now. They don't care about that. Certain things that China restricted, guys, certain things, if you go in China, like as a so-called evil country, that's what America described them, they don't allow certain things. They don't allow certain things on TV, on TikTok. They say China have a different TikTok than us. Right? Go ahead.
Right. A lot of people don't know that the Chinese, they have something they call the Great Chinese Firewall. And it's designed to allow the kids to be watching some stuff, and there are things they cannot watch. Like right now, you guys have children, right? Let me see. Some of the kids, you have kids that are like 6, 9, some of them 13 here. When your kids, they grab your phone, they can watch anything they want. They can go on TikTok, they can watch anything they want. They get exposed to a lot of wickedness. But in China, when those kids, they log in to the Chinese system, they are only exposed to things like astrology, to things like math, to things like coding, things that's going to propel them to be great in the future. And now they start integrating AI inside of the classrooms. So when the kids are distracted, they think automatically let the teacher know. If the kids are like sleepy, they think automatically let the teachers know. And they are doing vetting at early on to know which kids is highly likely to excel and be great. So they can use them for their future and make their country even greater. Right here, they created TikTok, right? They give you a version of TikTok that, believe it or not, you can watch anything you want, but in their country, it's heavily restricted. Them kids, they're not... Go to TikTok right now. Open whatever page the first one you're going to see is most likely they put a black woman, a sister, that's shaking her behind.
Right.
Purposely they use black people. They're going to put a sister that's shaking her behind. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of them.
While children in China is learning coding, your children is learning, Billy and Bob.
You ask them, what do you want to do? I want to become influencers.
Right? Right. So now they all children out on the side of the world, all they're learning, about Billy and Bob, men can marry trees. It's all kind of abomination. And why do you think the white men are allowed, homosexuality loose? Because there's a lot of rich homosexuals. They don't want to offend them. They got money to spend. So why not just give them the go-ahead so we can make more money? They don't care. As long as it's profitable, do it. And their whole goal is to spread it in all countries. When ISIS came around, a couple of years ago, in Iraq, there were men, homosexual men, women walking around with Michelle, walking around with Jennifer, all that going on over there. The minute ISIS came in, like I'm telling you, man, every guy was straight like a tree. Every voice turned from sweet to high, to low bass. Every man like, yes, I'm a man, sir. That's what happened. Get me Proverbs 29 right quick. Let me show you what the Bible says. This is what's going on in the world. And this is a system adopted from Babylon. Keep them in wickedness, and so we can make more money. If there's a wicked movement that's going on that can profit us, legalize it. Because we can make more money out of it. And they'll force people to accept the same thing. Right. That's why they went to Africa with $60 million trying to tell them Africans to accept homosexuals. And them Africans say, why are you gay? Right? Get me Proverbs 29 and 2.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Read.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
The people mourn, man. When it's the wicked, that's bear rule. Right? Because they establish so much wickedness on the earth. So let's go back to 1 John 2:16 again. Everybody with me so far? Come. That's what it is, man. We have to understand this is the same system. And we cannot feed ourselves into it.
1 John 2, verse 16.
Read on.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh,
Lust of the flesh.
and the lust of the eyes,
Read on.
and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Is of what?
Is of the world.
Is not of the fathers of the world. Get me 1 Timothy right quick. The love of money is the root of all evil. So that's 6 and 10.
1 Timothy 6 and 10.
Yes, 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10.
So it's describing the world to you. Loss of the flesh and everything. But why is this happening? Why is the loss of the flesh? Why is their love putting you in prison? Do you know the more you go in prison, somebody's getting paid? Do you know the more people get sick, somebody's getting paid?
Yep, big pharma.
It's money, man. Money talk. Get me that up.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10.
Read.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
It's not money that's the root of all evil. It's what? The love of it. Then love of it. Read on.
Which Salakia. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
It's the root of all evil. Semiramis founded a religion based on money. She lost Nimrod. She don't know what she's going to do next. She's like, you know what? Plan B. I need to make them think Nimrod continues. Create a religion. So the people that were loyal to Nimrod can be loyal to me now. So they can keep giving me money. So spiritually, I'll rule over them. And they'll keep me rich. Right? This is how it works. This is why you see in Ezekiel that same basket is traveling the world. Right? Read on.
Which while some coveted after they have heard from the faith.
You see that? When you start trying to make money everything to you, you running after that money just like in this system, you will err from the faith. How many brothers that fall off the truth because of, money? Right? Because of opportunities. Right? Read on.
And pierce themselves too with many sorrows. But
right. They pierce themselves with many sorrows. Right? Because a lot of people that, some people may tell, like Epstein. Epstein? I can never say that. Epstein. How did he get all these young girls? Because they tell these young girls, hey, come, we're going to give you a job. You're going to get paid.
Yeah,
you understand? You're going to get paid a lot of money. You understand? Those girls are excited, man. I'm going to give people massage. That's what they tell them.
And they show you all those big billionaires that was giving money too. They would give him a lot of a million.
Right. So these people, they're like, man, I'm poor, I'm broke, I need money. So let me go to these billionaires. So they go over there and they start giving Epstein massage. Then massage turn into something else. Turn into a real massage. Right? So that's what happened. But one question I had, I was watching the documentary. I'm like, why don't you guys quit from that? I mean, you were not captives. Why don't you guys quit? But they probably threw a lot of money in their face.
Money was there, so the money kept them there.
So at least the first time he did that to you, escape. There's a girl that said, I was with him. I ended up being with Prince. What his name again? Andrew, like 3 times. I was with him for 3 times. I'm like, So you remember all that. You didn't remember to escape? Now you're crying, I'm a victim. But you remember, you were not drugs. So apparently, if you remember the people, you didn't escape. You know why? Because what?
Money.
The money was good.
Money.
I can understand the first. You fooled me once, but not twice and 3 times and 50 times. And now you're crying victims.
No, you're not.
You understand? You stand there for the money. The money was good. See, this is what it is. The love of money is the root of all evil. Now, the last part of our lessons will teach you how to come out of that system. Get me Revelation 18:4. We talked about it. So, Revelation 18:4.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4.
Read on.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye may be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
So, number one, the Bible said the only way you're not going to partake in her sin is to unplug from this system. You have to unplug from it. How do we do that? Spiritually and physically. We have to make plan to leave this system physically. Don't have your hope built high on this place. Because the Most High say, if you want to partake in that system, physically and spiritually, you're going to get destroyed with it. Right? That's why the Bible say, this is not your rest. Get me that in Micah. It will destroy you with a sword destruction. I think Micah 1 in 10. 2:10? 1:10?
Micah 2, verse 10.
2 and 10. Read that.
Micah chapter 2, verse 10.
Read.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
The Bible says, arise and depart. Because at some point, we have to make plan to leave this Babylonian system. This is not where you're going to have rest. Read on.
Because it is polluted.
It is what?
It is polluted.
It is what?
It is polluted.
You think you're going to make it here in America like that? It's a polluted place. How long are children going to keep watching those things before we parents can no longer do anything about it? And even if you, a smart parent like me, putting control on the computer, even those control you put, something still slipping through, you have no control over what they're really watching. It is polluted, read on.
And it shall destroy you.
It shall what?
And it shall destroy you.
What Babylon gonna do?
And it shall destroy you.
The Bible says Babylon will destroy you. Don't think you can make it out here. We have to make plan to literally, physically leave this system. Physically. I know it's a scary thought, but we have to. If we have to survive in our future to survive, this place is not it. This place is not it. I know a lot of you have not left Babylon for a minute. I'm going to give you a bet. Leave this country for a week. Go to another place and come back to this place. You'll tell me how you feel after that. Leave Babylon. Go to the Caribbean. Any place. Choose one. And when you come back, you'll feel the difference. The minute you come, and everybody I know experience it. The minute you walk in that airport, you feel that there's a heavy burden that just lay on you. The minute you leave, you feel like, man, I'm free. Like I was in prison. You guys probably not experience it, but try. You have to leave it for you to know you were in prison here. Right? It's gonna what? What that system gonna do?
It will destroy you.
It will destroy you. Read.
Because it is polluted. Because it is polluted, it will destroy you. Even with a sore destruction.
Even with a sore destruction. This place will destroy you. The Bible don't say, hey, try to pray every day, then it's going to be okay. The Bible don't say, read your Bible, fast, and then you're going to be okay. It says, leave it. It says the only solution is to leave Babylon. And this is why Revelation says, come out of her, my people. The first is spiritually. Your mind got to unplug from it. Then your body will follow. What you got?
Right. In respect to what you were saying, what a lot of you don't realize, you have an advantage. And the advantage you have, you know the truth. You're not supposed to think like other people think. What do I mean by that? at my own job where I work at, I see a lot of people. You can tell they don't want to be there, man. You can tell that job is not paying the rent. You can tell they cannot retire off of what they're doing. One of them was looking at me. She's like, "They pay me $17. How can I survive off of that?" She's like, "It's impossible." Let me tell you something, guys. Thou shalt know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Yes, you have the capacity right now to think, to become rich, to get a lot of money. But also, you should also know, like Minister Yeshua is saying, the money you're going to acquire should not be invested here to be the end of you. You should try to invest it on other places so you either get more wealth or to find somewhere to retire. That's what a lot of them Jews, that's what they do. They come here, they get their money, and they buy homes over there in Israel. If not in Israel, the richest man in Uganda was a Jewish guy.
Right.
And nobody knew his name. He had $2 billion. How? So, guys, the wisdom that you are acquiring, the wisdom you're getting in this truth should put you in the path of freedom, not in the path of slavery. If you find yourself, you're planning, you're like, man, let me plan to stay here forever until the end of time. When are you going to start making moves? Maybe go overseas and build a house and do Airbnb or something with it. And perhaps when America betray you by snatching your home that you purchased here, you can go over there and sleep in peace in a house that's called yours. Here, you don't pay those taxes. They take the house from you. What you call the property taxes? Mm-hmm. You pay the house. You pay the mortgage, but you don't pay property taxes. Appreciate it. They take it from you. So remember,
one thing I gotta tell you, why is the scripture saying this place will destroy you? Is that the people that can profit in the system is one with the system. Meaning they are deep in wickedness with the system. So you see, this is why the scripture says, I think in Psalm 37, do not fret yourself because of the wicked that prosper. Because there's one thing in this system. You see people that are prospering in this system, they're deep in drugs. They're deep in prostitution. You don't know how they're making their money. They're deep in homosexuality. Because they understand. A lot of you might be like, oh, we don't know the rule of this system. Damn right, we don't know the rule. Because the deeper you go in the rules, you will realize the rules are twisted. The deeper you keep going is the deeper you realize, damn, I have to get dirty for me to make that money. I have to do some illegal stuff. Because the most powerful guy on top, like Epstein and all these guys up, they are corrupt themselves. Yeah, like P. Diddy. A lot of them want to make money, but what you're going to realize, you think you're just going to sing a song and make it? Nah. You got to be knee deep in wickedness for you to make that money. And you that's trying to live honest, trust me, you're not going to make it that fast. Because you're trying to do things honest. Let's see the first challenge you're going to face. If you start making money, customers, they're going to need that service even on Shabbat day. Across the board, no matter what you do, what business you do. Right? Even if you're a business person. If you start growing so strong, even customers are going to demand that you open on Shabbat. They might demand you sell this, and then there'll be regulations. Let me tell you, there's somebody that says the rules are made for the weak. The first people that break the rules are the strong. The rules are just for the weak. If you want to be strong in that system, you got to become crooked. You got to be able to twist the rules too. That's if you don't get caught. That's if you're smart doing it. But either way, if you don't get caught, right, you're going to be knee deep in wickedness until you get caught. Right? You have to understand that. Yes, you living, again, with the spiritual aspect of things, we're learning the scripture, how to live. We can do our best in the system. I'm not saying there's no hope in the system, right? We can do our best, save money, be smart about how we invest and things of that sort. Good. But I'm telling you, when it comes for us to prosper as a people, this place is not it. Because once the higher you reach, the more you're gonna see what's happening to you. Like P. Diddy, the higher he goes, he got too close to the sun.
Got burned.
The next level you take, you're gonna realize, so for me to reach next level, I need to do this wickedness. Like, yeah. I need to be part of that drug cartel? Yeah. I need to be part of that prostitution ring? Yeah. Because the people that's on top are already corrupt. They're not going to let you surpass them like that without knowing that you're part of the clique. You think that's how it works? You think that's how it works? You're going to make more, you're going to have billion without you being their friend? If you're not their friend, they're going to kill you. They know you that honest guy with all that money, they know you're going to rise against them. What do you think they're going to do to you? Matalo. That's how it works in this world. So that being said, we need to get ready to get our mind out first, and our body should follow next. Next, get me Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. Come out spiritually and physically.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right. So live righteously. Listen to the voice of the Most High. That's the next way. Right? And I'm going to get a precept on that. Let's go to 1 John. Live righteous lives. Don't be part of Babylon's system. 1 John 5 verse 18.
1 John chapter 5 verse 18.
18.
We know that whosoever is born of the Most High sin not.
Sin not. Read on.
But he that is begotten of the Most High keep himself, and that wicked one touch him not.
So the only way the wicked one not gonna touch you is one, you keep yourself in the fear of the Lord. Right? Don't partake in their system. Right? Don't support their cause. Don't be like, oh, I got a cousin that's a homosexual. I mean, I'm not in there, but he does whatever he wanna do. I rebuke you, devils. Right? The Bible says don't partake in anything evil in this system, that the evil one touch you not. Right? They want to come to your house, having barbecue. No. You gay, go be happy somewhere. Right? We ain't dealing with that. And next, Proverbs 22 verse 3. So basically, Ephesians 5:11, then after that, Proverbs 23. So the number one is separating yourself from the system, right? Number two, live righteous and obey the Most High commandment. Number three is this, Ephesians 5:11.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Rather reprove them, expose them. So our job is to expose it so the world can see what they're dealing, what they're fighting up against. Right? We need to expose darkness for what it is. Speak truth, teach others, reveal their lies behind the false religion, corrupt business, and wicked entertainment. It's our job to expose those things. Proverbs 22 verse 3. Proverbs 22 verse 3.
Proverbs 22 verse 3.
Read on.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hid himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. So being in this system, use discernment. Right? Avoid traps of materialism and false promises. Build your life on what's eternal, not flashy. Right? So don't fall prey for that system. Just like some people may come offer you, deals. They can offer, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Right? I'm gonna give you that job. You be part of that businessman, and one day you're gonna make $100,000. Yeah, I'm good on that. So many people is falling for scams. So many people is falling. Before you know it, you got taken. Some young woman, you go on the internet, meet guys that promise you money and things like that. Before you know, you in Mexico City being sold in prostitution. Be prudent in this system, right? Don't fall for money. Don't make life about money. People that fall for this system, that get taken and destroyed, is those that love the money too much, right? They love deals. They love to get rich quick. The Bible says if you love to be rich quick, what's going to happen? You shall not be what? You're not going to be innocent. If you love to be rich quick in that system, you're not going to be innocent. Right? Next. Build righteous communities. Acts 2 verse 45, 44 and 45. So I'm teaching you the path for us to separate ourselves from this system. Acts 2 verse 44 and 45.
The book of Acts 2 verse 44 to 45. And all that believed were together and had all things common, and sold their possession and goods, and parted them to all men as very men had need.
Right, so the first system, it was a system of community, of unity. So because we had our own system, guess what? We didn't need the white man system. We didn't need the Roman system. So we have to manage to create our own system in the long run. So we don't have to use their banks. I remember something that happened. A white man was talking. He was saying how black people saved Cadillac. During the Great Depression, the whole America was in financial turmoil, and then black people are the only one that wasn't affected. Why? Because there was segregation. Black people had their money in their hands. They never had it in the bank. Black people said, that's your problem, not mine. So black people start buying Cadillac. And this is how Cadillac was saved, because then black people because Cadillac opened its door to black people. Because there was a CEO who's like, man, the company is going down. What do we do? One member said, well, let's open it for black people to buy. So most people opposed it. But the guy said, well, what do we have to lose? The company is failing anyway. So they open it to black people, and black people start buying. They realize, oh, man, black people have money. What's going on here? We thought we were broke. It's like we were broke, not them. But black people, why we were not affected by the Great Depression? We were not in their system. We had our own bank. We had everything on our own. We were chilling. So when they opened to black people start buying Cadillac. That's why we were obsessed with Cadillac, right? Because they were the first white company that opened their doors to black people. Because out of desperation. Right? So, but the big lesson to learn is that if we have our own thing going on, when they fail, we're good. When their bank fail, we're good. We just have to build our own system. We don't have to depend on them. And if you want to help your people not to partake in the sinful system, you got to be able to give them jobs, right? If you can't give them a job, how are you going to say don't work on the Shabbat? You can try. If you don't give them job, how are you going to expect them not to go back to the street and prostitution and gang banging? If they're working here, there need to be a system that helps them so they don't go back to the system. All right? So next. Matthew 6:19. We're almost done, guys. One more after that. We're done.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19.
Right?
Lay not up for yourself treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through.
Thieves break through. Read on, and steal and scam you. Read on.
But lay up for yourself treasure in heaven.
What is saying treasures in heaven, it means spend, save, and work in ways that honor the Most High. That's what heavens mean. In a righteous place, in a righteous way. Avoid industries and practices that support sin and oppress other people. Because a lot of us, we in stock market, sometimes we're supporting companies that are fueling wars. We're supporting companies that are clinics that are fueling abortion and all this stuff. Yeah, we need to have our own system where we invest among ourselves, right? Invest in righteous things. We cannot talk black and act white and buy white. A lot of us, we have that good black talk, but guess what? Where do we invest all our money? In Walmart. You don't even go to any black stores. We talk black, we act white. Right? So we cannot be fueling that same system we wanna extinguish. It's not gonna work for us. The black dollar need to stay within black people. Con? If a lot of us too, like we need to understand, if each one of us have a business, why am I buying tea at Walmart when our sister here got tea at her house? She can sell. We need to understand supporting each other is actually fueling our own growth. Elevate each other, man. A lot of time people have that. I could have the same thing here. Yeah, of course, it may be a little bit more expensive than the white man because white man got resources. I can compete with him. But guess what? For the support's sake, support your brother and your sister, man. Don't go to the... Let me tell you one trend that's going on among Israel. Do you know right now during Passover, the Indians make more money than Israelites in Passover? We're buying them dresses. We literally celebrating feast day for the Indians, and they love that. It's an Indian Passover. They're making money out of you. Do you know now the Chinese start making fringes and ribbon of blue? They even put IUIC t-shirt on there. While you are there, you can get one. You know why? Because we actually go on and buy. You understand? So we need to do better, Israel. If there's a brother or sister that have that stuff, go get it from them. Don't be like, oh, it's more expensive. Of course it will, because you can't expect a brother to compete with Chinese or Walmart. Who does? Even other stores cannot keep up with Walmart. You think an Israelite can keep up with Walmart? With all the resources, and sometimes they make that stuff themselves? Right? So they can't do it. A lot of time they're using children labor and all kind of wickedness going on. We can't keep up with them. So don't think the way we think, man. If we want to really free ourselves from that system, guess what? Then I'm telling you there's a better way. What you got?
Yeah.
Wicked means. It's wickedness to make money. So we cannot support a system like that. And the best way to do that is for us to start supporting each other in the very basic of what we can do. Again, stop talking black and act white. we hate Esau, but we buying everything from Esau. We supporting everything Esau do. Before you go buy at Walmart, you need to think, is there a black store around I can go get it instead? Just to support. That's what I do every time. I'm like, do we have that thing in Haitian store? Let me go there. Is there any store in the ghetto I can support some black business? That's where I go first. Unless they don't have it. Right? If they don't have it, then I have no choice. Right? But if we have it, we have to start thinking about these things. Okay? Because we're fueling the same system we hate. Last verse, Psalm 37, verse 7.
Psalms 37, verse 7.
Let them find it. I know we're flying. Psalm 37 and 7. We got it?
Gone.
I don't hear a lot of count.
Psalms 37, verse 7.
Read on.
Rest in the Most High and wait patiently for him.
Read on.
Fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his ways, because of the man who bringeth wicked device to pass.
Read on.
Cease from anger.
Cease from being angry and being mad because you're not making money. You see that little John, that's the other day, he's surpassing you, making money, nice car, and you start fretting yourself. You don't know little John is doing drugs. Little John is part of prostitution rings. That's why all the children are missing in the neighborhood. There's a lady that say one of her uncles sold one of her children, like to organs people. Like they're literally selling your own family, literally getting money, 50,000. Get kidneys and hearts. It's a big business when children go missing. You don't know what little Johnny is doing to make that money. Out of one kidney, he make 50,000. And you threaten yourself. Oh, look at how he's making progress.
He's selling people's body.
Right? Read on.
Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil.
Right. Don't fret yourself in any wise to do evil. Read on.
For evildoers shall be cut off.
Evildoers shall be cut
Shall
off.
be cut off. But those that wait upon the Most High, they shall inherit the earth.
Right. That's what's going to happen, like Epstein. He thought he was going to be doing that for a whole life. I have money, I have power, I have people behind me. Guess what? The minute they put him in prison, they probably kill him and then say he hanged himself. Because he had so much record of other powerful people. How you going to hang yourself in prison? Like, how does that happen?
That's
Nobody
impossible.
saw that? How you going to hang yourself? Video's missing 4 minutes. And you're dealing with powerful people that you have records of, secret cameras and everything. They kill you, man. So the Bible says evildoer shall be cut off. Because another evildoer going to kill you. Because you ain't going to expose him. You ain't going to stop him from making money. Right? You're playing with fire when you try to get rich quick. Like they used to say, get rich or die trying. That's what they put in black people's mind. Don't do that. Right? So final thought, you beat the system by not overpowering it physically, but by disengaging from it spiritually. Obeying the Most High and building an alternative based on his kingdom. Babylon will fall, but the Most High people must be prepared before it does. On that, all praise to the Most High. By Hashem Yahushai. Shabbat Shalom.